More high drama at the Thurday Food Bank, that's for sure. We had more high drama at the Thurday Food Bank. As predicted, that's for sure we going to get the high drama at the Thurday Food Bank. It all started off when homegirl drove in with homeboy in there, normally the one that be walking with the shopping cart, but he was riding with her that day. So I know she was on that day. And she had the music playing loud and stuff, and she was walking around talking stuff. So anyway, we had waited for the food truck for a long time. And then it finally came. And then everybody got in line and got served. And normally the senior citizen went first, but that didn't happen on that day because when nobody really monitoring that, so when they're not getting monitored, it don't get done. So the people that normally were waiting in the back, and she would have been one of them, was up front. So they crowded that front door again. They let them all sit back on the inside again. Had asked them to leave one time outside because they were crowding the front door so much. But this time they let everybody sit on the inside because they were setting up for some kind of event outside. They asked us to help out with bringing some of the chairs out. So that let me know that the houses was not that full, because normally they get the people in the houses to help out. But this time they asked us to help out, bring out the chairs and tables so they can set up an event outside. So they were going to give us something extra for doing that. You know, we get an extra piece of meat. That's the prized possession at the food bank. Well, girlfriend, she had waited in line and got ahead of everybody. Everybody made their rounds. And then, as I know, she's sitting at the table waiting for the food bank event to end. And this is the table they normally sit at, the members do, to wait for the food truck. So I knew when she was sitting at that table and didn't leave out like the rest of the people did, like we did, I knew something was up. And sure enough, that's what was up. She was waiting on them to get it started. And the lady said that she had left out in front of her. And then she had got two pieces of meat versus one that she had got. So it came down to one piece of meat versus two pieces of meat. And she got all upset about a piece of meat. They getting one piece of meat versus two pieces of meat. And went to cussing people out about that. Knowing that you appreciate anything you get. That's supposed to be your attitude at the food bank, but that wasn't her attitude that day. She was calling them bees out their name and stuff like that. So, of course, they have to tell a person once again, you don't like the way we're doing things, don't come back. So she had it on that day. She was going to be full of it, and she was going to let them know about it. So I know she was feeling that way when she came in. She must have been high. That's what I figured. If not high, she definitely had her game plan was to get something started that day, and she was good at getting that done. So that's what happened at the Thursday Food Bank week before. It's been 2 weeks since I've been on the air with this show. So this is catch-up time. So catching you up with what's happening at the food bank. And that was the big show at the food bank. Now last time I was on here, I did it off my computer. And I didn't know, I'm still learning how to operate this computer, but we're getting a lot better with it, that's for sure. And so she made a fool of herself at the food bank over one piece of meat. So we got to give her a round, maybe a sound effect just for her. We're going to give her some laughs for making a fool of herself over the food bank. Yep, that's just too funny that you would make a fool out of yourself over one piece of meat. That's what it came down to, one piece of meat. But I know it's one thing when I use this speaker on my computer, I have to speak up. And I got a volume, I let them know this one output, let me know how far I have to go over with my voice. So I have to raise my voice a little bit so I don't be sounding so soft-spoken. So that's one thing I'm learning as I go with this. I got a certain part that I got to get to 67 rather, and it lets you know when you're there. So that's what I'll be looking at now. So this is a test to see how that works out. Because we had a good run this month with the food bank. We got a lot of food. We got enough food to take out to the picnic area and share with my cousin. When they had their little family event out there, and we had the big event at the park for the community. So, it's been a good run this month. That's why I don't have nothing to complain about. I get what I get, and I'm satisfied. Because there's so many places you can go. And the lady was talking about, how she went to this one place, and she had the lady that did the complaining was talking about the fact that she had already went to one place, and then they'll have a whole lot of stuff. So you go to the next place, you can't expect the same thing. He getting the same thing all the time. It's a hit and miss proposition. And I don't know what's her problem is with that she can't understand it. So, if you get a good run on something, that normally covers you for the whole week. You ain't going to go to every place and get a good run, but she seen how much meat they took in. And they were saving some for their event they was having. And it just didn't go down good for her. And she was upset about that to the point that she made a fool out of herself. So, that's how that went for that first Thursday with the high drama. The rest of the food banks went pretty good. I forgot around the holidays people come out. So the Monday food bank ain't been really giving out a whole lot of food. They're getting out more produce than food on Monday, but people still coming in droves. So I've been lucky enough to get in and not be the last one at the door. And but people still come out, and they ain't giving out no meat, but they still come out and be there as early as 12 o'clock for a 1 o'clock event. There's one guy that said he got there around 12 o'clock, and they was already out there before 12 o'clock. So to me, that's just too early to be out there waiting on some food, especially when you ain't guaranteed to get a whole lot. And they're giving out a lot more produce in the summertime. They had a lot more programs for the kids. They had this summer program that went on for the kids, but now that September has rolled in here and the school is out, school coming in, a lot of them summer programs are going to be evening programs. So they have more time to get more stuff off the truck. And so that's what's happening on Monday Food Bank. We still get a good turnout because the weather's good. And that's an outdoor event now because people have to wait until 1 o'clock till the door open up. They don't let nobody in no more. So that's what's happening with that on Monday. But Tuesday, like I said, I'm going to go this Tuesday and check them out for that Tuesday 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock event. Girlfriend she said, because I had said that she didn't have time to go to the food pantry to get all the food that she wanted. But then she corrected me and let me know that they was getting on her about not storing it, not having the refrigerator set up for the storage area. So they was giving her a little hard time, but she said she corrected that. Now she back on with the meat, and I know people are going to come back. So she got 1 or 2 pieces of meat she can give a person, and that's the turn on with the food bank. You ain't got no meat. As it was proven with her food bank, that if you ain't got no meat, people are not coming out. So that's what was happening with this food bank on Tuesday. But now people coming back out, because the word going to get out that she's got meat, and they're going to come out a lot. So I'm looking to check her out this first Monday, because she's the first and third Tuesday of every week. So I'm looking to check out this Tuesday and see how she keeping it going. She said as long as she got a freezer pit in there, she can stock up on meat. And she said she was giving a hard time because I seen her at the event at the park, and we talked about that for a minute. So that came up, and she gave me the 411 on it. It wasn't the fact she couldn't go out and get it. It's the fact that she had to meet certain criteria to get the meat, to have that food stored properly for them, I guess. So there's certain things things you have to achieve to maintain a food bank. It ain't just putting food up and serving it like that. Especially meat, which is a perishable food, is an item that has to be kept in the freezer or passed out immediately on that day and not kept for a long period of time. So we got off good last time. I was there on the third Wednesday of the month. So we got off real good. I got to keep my voice up. I got to remember that. We testing things out. We got off real good on that. So we'll see if we get off good this Tuesday. Been working on the other bike. The one I bought for Christmas. I finally got another battery to put in there. This one's a stripped down version of a battery that don't have no casing around it. So it's a lot cheaper than the battery with the casing around it. And I've been having a hard time getting the batteries here. But this one came right away. And it was said it was based out of China, but it came from somebody that bought it in stock. A whole lot of them stocked up on them in the United States because it got here real quick within 3 weeks. And we got the trade war going on with the big joke in China. So things might change between now and Christmas, and definitely by next year if I'm still in the game. You know, you just got to pay more. They trying to flip it over to being in America, and the price is probably gonna go up. Ain't no doubt about that. Even though these items you get in China is real cheap made, I gotta admit that they ain't high quality, and that's why they're cheap. Not only the labor, the quality part is down low. But that's the way that goes. And here we go with this again. We're going to see, can we get this bike going finally after, this is almost the 9th month of the year, so I had this kit for over almost 10 months. The bike is ready to set up. I had to make some adjustments to it, so hopefully these adjustments work, and I can have this bike up and running by the end of this month in September. And I bought the kit in December, so that's how long I've been waiting to put this bike together. And we'll see how it's different than the other one because it's chain driven more versus a motor driven on the wheel. The other one is motor driven. This one is chain driven. So it's supposed to go faster, and it's supposed to be lighter than the one that is on the wheel. And the wheel is heavy with the motor being on the wheel itself. So we see how it goes. I see. Last time I had it out, it didn't work out for me because it was touching against the spokes. So I had to improvise a little bit. I had to improvise a lot to put this on this particular bike. But hopefully it works out. And we'll give you an update this month on that. We got the battery, got the kit, got the bicycle, we did our improvising. So we did a little rigging it up. We rigged it up so it can work better, so it won't touch the spokes. Excuse me. I ain't yawning, I'm coughing. Okay. I wasn't yawning this time, now I'm coughing. So we'll see how that works out. So this is like 2 weeks. We had high drama 2 times on Thursday Food Bank. This last week I just went there. Part 2 of the high drama with the Thursday Food Bank is the young lady that normally don't come, she said she had got rid of her man, but her and the man popped back up. And she said she's the one that's a diabetic, but she always begging. She's a professional beggar. She ain't got a problem asking you for a little something extra. She's just gonna ask, you know that. And this one guy didn't know to say no to her. He's in charge of the house that don't do the veterans. One side do the veterans, one other side do the community. And when the truck came in and was getting unloaded, she was peeking in the boxes as they was unloading because they had run out of shopping carts. Most of their shopping carts they got taken away probably by some of the people that was there. But I noticed that their head count was down, especially with the military side. There wasn't that many people to help out, and that's where the house side, which is a good thing. That means they got themselves together and they back out there in society. So that's a good thing. That's always, I guess that's always the main objective at the end. Don't make this your permanent home, even though we got one person that is there, been there for a couple of years. So I don't know if he's on the payroll with them or not. He might be on the payroll with them to help out. So I don't know how that works out. But he's been there for a couple of years easily, and everybody else is rotated out. So I guess he on the payroll on that house, and the other guys on the payroll with the other house. So you got 2 people that's there on a regular basis. They probably get paid and also have room and board. So that's how I think that's working out for them. I don't never see him rotate out. He's there all the time. And the other brother, I know he on the payroll. He took a place of somebody else. So I know he on the payroll. So anyway, there wasn't that many people to help out with unloading the truck. I noticed that. And they asked me to help out because I had my gloves on and I was riding my bike with. So I had my bike in my trailer going with me. And then she moping around there checking out what's coming in off the truck. And then she asked the one guy, can she have a dinner, a box dinner, a pre-prepared dinner in the box. And he didn't know that everybody was watching her till the door was open. So everybody watching. And he gave her one. And she checked it out and she let everybody know she had one. She didn't keep a low profile about it. So the people in there told the deacon that's in charge, helping out with the food bank. And he went up to her and confronted her about that and said, now, you know better than that. You know, everybody watching you, they're going to complain about you getting something for getting more than them. And, you know, we don't do that. You know, you got to wait your turn like everybody else. And then she went to talking about she need her food heated up, and she played the diabetes card on it. You know, man, I need something for my diabetes. And she know how to run that card good. You know, I come in there as a diabetic too. But I know I better eat before I go there. Or I better, go home if I feel like I'm going to come down with my diabetes. I'm going to go home. That food ain't worth it. But she played that card, and she will eat some sweets in a minute. As I said, they eat some sweets right off the truck one time. And being a diabetic, I know that sugar was messing with her. But they ain't the way to solve that problem by eating sweets all the time. But I do it sometimes when I feel I'm finna crash. But anyway, he had to check her about that, and she got mad at them for telling on her. Told her to stay out of her business. But that goes to show you that you know people still got a need for greed with free food. They gotta get she always gotta get one more than somebody else, and that's her MO. That's just what she do. And she just gotta be watching. People gotta be told this and in charge of getting food off the truck, not to give her nothing, because even if she asks, she always gonna ask for more. She's the same lady that asked for an extra piece of meat, saying she didn't get it, but she lied to somebody just to get an extra piece of meat. Can't be that important, but to her it is. For whatever reason, I don't know. Might be something to it on the money tip. I don't know. But anyway, that's what happened with part one of that Thursday high drama. Part two, the streetwalker came in. This time she was on her better behavior, and she waited in line. And she came to I was at the end of the line because I didn't want to be with the crowd. Because there some new people that came. And they were looking for some extra food because they're thinking there's a holiday coming up. And it was for Monday. There's a Monday holiday coming up, Labor Day. So they're looking for some more food. But it didn't happen. You got the same amount of food you did any other day. But this brings out more people, the holiday does. So this is the last summer holiday before the November and December holidays pop up, which is Thanksgiving and Christmas. And we know a lot of people going to pop up for that. They just bring people out. Holiday bring people out to the food bank. Simple as that. So the streetwalker came in, and she must have been craving for sweets too. The lady in the sweets said just get two because they had a bunch of sweets on the table. And then come on back around later. So they had miscommunication, and then she sent her get that third piece. And of course, that lady went off on and told her, you get on out now. But they did serve her, but they already asked her not to come back for her bad behavior, but they did serve her. And she did get 3 pieces of sweets, and she get some meat and stuff like that. Whatever else they had. They didn't have that much. The first one came around, pretty much got everything as far as the produce part, which I didn't need none. I was all set. So I got some couple of sweets, and I got a couple of pieces of meat. I got that extra piece of meat for helping out last week, but this week I got about 3 pieces of meat. It's on the low end, but it was good enough. If anything I don't eat that's on the low end, I cook it for the dog, and it'll save me on dog food. So everything works for me. Between feeding the dog and trying to feed the birds and squirrels, I try to make the most of the food. If not, it go in the compost. So I have something to do with it, that's for sure. So anyway, that's what happened with her. She came around and she stole the show this week. Because all eyes was on her because they had a problem getting her out the building. They had asked her just to leave the building after we had served her. After she had got served her, not we, them. Them being the church people. After she had got served, they wanted her to leave out right away. But she didn't. She stayed in there. But she didn't she didn't do no cussing this time. So that's what kept her in there. She didn't call nobody out their name and all that. Didn't nobody mess with her. So she got some food. They try to be, open with everybody because they don't really require no zip code or nothing like that. Like other places you might go to require zip codes and stuff. So that's what happened with the 2 Thursday food bank. It was high drama. But at the same time, uh, we got it done. We had a good month this month, leading up to September for August. We had a good month. Hopefully we get the bike going. We had problems with the other bike had that fall. But we had the backup bike. It rolled good. I made sure I checked my wiring and made sure that they wouldn't heating up like the other one. It was. I hadn't checked it for all winter. And it made the winter without no problem. But this time, I'm making sure I check it once a week. Do my like a bicycle inspection. When I used to work in transportation, we call it vehicle inspection. So now I know I need to do a bicycle inspection once a week to check everything out and make sure that I don't get caught up in that no more where I burn out my controller and be out of a unit just like that. And be down the bike. So I'm trying to get back up to 2 bikes. We got 2 batteries. We'll see how it goes. This one don't have a shut-off valve on it like they do when they're in case. When they're in case, they have shut-off valve. Have a shut-off switch for it. This one don't have a shut-off switch, but come with a charger. It's a little bit more smaller than the other charger. So we'll see. It's not in case. So I'm going to have to protect it. I'm going to put it in something to travel with it. So we'll just see how it works out. We can hopefully, like I said, my goal is to have it running this week, the first week of September, and take it out for a little spin. We had to also sign up for this other bike ride with this nonprofit organization. I don't know if I talked about that last week, but the price was up too high. So I had a problem getting my money back from the bank, so I'm going to have to check the bank out about that. But I'm with this bike tour. I'm with a tour group and working on doing a bike tour. And that's a lot of high drama with that, just putting something together. But one of the things I noticed when doing a bicycle tour, because I did a lot of bicycle tours lately, just to get a feel for them, is that you got to price it just right in order for people to come out, especially in the hood. This is priced at $35. Me and another guy with this other organization, China Park Conservancy, we had said that it was up a little too high. But anyway, we had working on getting a refund. They only had but 4 people that signed up for it. Myself and 3 other people. So me, him, and 2 other people is the only 2 that signed up for it. Because they had a low turnout, they canceled it. So lesson learned behind that is if I get a chance to put a bike tour together, that's my goal next year. And that's a whole nother episode. I'll talk about that. I'm going to keep my price down low. That'll let me know that you can't price it high. And just have a bike ride for educational purposes. There's 2 bicycle rides that you can have. One will be for educational and the other will be just a sightsee. So this one is going to be for education. That one was going to be for educational, but it didn't go down because of the high price of ticket sales. They thought the guy that they was corresponding with, he has a bike group that rides for sightseeing. And they thought about using him as part of that bicycle tour, that he would be a draw card for them. But it didn't work out that way. So also let me know that you need a draw card that can bring people in that has enough reputation to people who will follow them on a tour. But so anyway, that's how that went down. So that was something I learned that I'm going to add to my tour. I learned that with the knowledge that I'm trying to gain, I'm going to gain that. I am gaining as I go along. With the knowledge I'm gaining for putting the tour together, that's one thing I'm going to add on to it. The not to do list, not to overprice your tour, because you won't get no good response all the time, especially in the hood. Maybe downtown it might have worked, but in the hood it did not work. So there's a difference between the hood and downtown, that's for sure. So anyway, we got 24 minutes that's been recorded. So I'm going to cut this off. We're going to come to an end with it. And we're going to say sayonara. And see you later, amigos. Until we holler back at you again later, Gator.